everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do this energy forecast video. I have missed all of you. Oh my gosh. But before I get into all of that, I wanted to let you know that I have a special guest with me today for my energy forecast. So, Tinkerbell, go ahead, say hi. Oh,
The
I
gang is
can't hear
back.
you. There you
You
go.
can't
I'm
hear
like,
me?
I couldn't
You
hear
couldn't
you
hear
for a
me?
minute.
That
Yeah.
is funny. Yeah, we'll redo it. So excited. I know. We know we love these. So yes. So we have lots of fun stuff coming up. So what do we have, Twinkles?
Yeah, so you know what? Connie and I decided that we want to teach some classes on relationships for the next few months. So our first class that we're going to be teaching is a pre-recorded class, and it's going to be available on October 22nd. And if you sign up for the class by October 16th, we are going to give you a free reading. It's an angel message on relationships, and it's really good. It will be sent to your email. So if you want to go ahead and sign up for the class, the link is below. It should be in either the email, or if you're seeing this on social media, we'll include a link to the class. It is called Strengthening Relationships Through Healthy Communication. And we're going to be covering so many amazing topics in this particular class. It will be one that you can go back to and listen to over and over again. And we're going to be covering different relationship patterns and habits and triggers. And we hope to see you in this class. So, what other things are we going to be talking about, Tinkerbell?
Wow, we're going to be talking about a lot. First of all, as we know, the most important is what people are saying. The most important, I guess, thing in a relationship is communication. Communication can make or break a relationship, in any relationship. So if you can learn how to work that muscle and get strong in healthy communication, right? Just like working your muscles, you're kind of weak at first until you build them up, build them up, build them up, and use them more and more and more. Then you strengthen them. Same thing with a skill set. But you can actually learn how to strengthen your communication to build healthy relationships. So we're going to be talking about what is destructive versus constructive communication. In other words, where people are used to yelling, people are used to sarcasm to get what they want. People may withdraw or be cold, or have different forms of communication that are unhealthy patterns that were either learned from childhood or developed over a period of time. And most of it is just because it is a learned behavior. So sometimes we need to unlearn that behavior to be able to have healthy communications. And the one of the best things that I love that we're going to talk about, because we get this a lot, is should I stay or should I go? Like, how do I know if I'm meant to stay in this relationship because I'm meant to work on it and it's part of my life lesson? I know I've done that several times. Is this part of my life lesson? Or am I kind of beating my head up against the wall and the other person just isn't taking that crossroads? When do you say either enough is enough, or I'm really not going to do this anymore because I don't want to put up those crossroads? Those are the two that I feel we get a lot. And
Yeah.
understanding, if you can understand the other person and know where that other person is coming from when they get triggered. Anytime someone gets upset, it's always because somebody's getting triggered, right? Well, most of the time. It's usually with both parties. So it's identifying those triggers and that form of communication of what they have. So you can, once you identify it and you can see, okay, this person has a destructive form. How can I turn this around so it's constructive, is one. And then two, why am I getting triggered? What is within me that still needs to be healed to be able to not get upset right away? Or if I do get upset, how do I handle that? How do I not get upset in a relationship? Does that make sense? Like, is in terms of
Yeah,
that?
that's so good. Yeah, that was really, really good, Tinkerbell. That's exactly right. And we'll break all of that down, like you said, to be able to understand, should I stay in this? What do I need to do to shift the energy? And what do I need from my partner or from my friend? When do I cut communication off? Should I, take a break? All of those things we're going to be talking about. When how to identify that and how to really truly listen to yourself. Because your intuition, like a lot of times we talk ourselves out of it and we're like, oh, I can keep going, or, oh, they didn't mean it. We'll make excuses for people too. And it's really, especially the people that are closest to us. Those are our biggest teachers. And we get caught up in repetitive habits and behaviors, and we allow things from people who are really close to us where we wouldn't allow that from somebody else. So that's a good way to identify too. If somebody's treating you a certain way, whether it's a boss or a parent, or a significant other or a friend, if that person, if somebody that you didn't know came up to you and was talking to you that way, would that be okay? Would that be acceptable? And how would you handle it? If it wasn't somebody that was close to you, it's completely different relationship. What would you do and how would you respond? So that's a good way too for you to identify. And again, we'll talk more about these different ways to identify toxic behaviors or negative behaviors from other people and work through triggers. We're going to talk about also soulmate and karmic relationships. We'll touch on that. And in the class, we're going to have a guided meditation to heal generational trauma and release toxic patterns. So that is huge for nothing else, but to be able to have that meditation to release the generational trauma. Major. We've never done that before. This is a new meditation. And this is a new class. So we are so excited. Hopefully you will join us and you can go ahead and sign up with the link. And Tinkerbell, anything else that you wanted to tell people about too, because you have a lot of, you've been doing a lot of open forums and you've been out there and you've been doing all kinds. I've been taking a step back and I'll talk about me in a little bit, but what can people, what shows can they go to be able to see you, and what do you have coming up?
Oh, awesome, honey. Thank you. Yeah. So I have the next live events, the open forum mediumship events, is going to be near Chicago, 3 different shows. One is already sold out. So super excited for that. So if you want tickets, you better get them, because there's also York Theater is still available near Chicago. And then there is, Elk Grove is also still available. Then that is October 10th, 11th, and then the 12th one is sold out at the Tivoli. I was there last time. It was amazing. Love that theater. Then there is Grand Rapids, October 15th, which is Sunday coming up. Not this Sunday, but next one, depending on when you see this. So excited to be in Grand Rapids. Haven't been there yet, so that's exciting. And then November 15th is Oscoda. And that's another great venue too. I'm actually excited for all of them. And then there's LA coming up in January, as well as Lansing, and I'm sure there's probably more that I'm forgetting. Anyhow, and then the book, Shift Your Energy, Change Your Life, is available right now for pre-sale under Kindle on Amazon. And it will be available, the hard copy or the paperback, if you will, and Kindle will be uploaded by November 30th for both of those. So that'll be there as well. And I think that's it for now. What about you, darling?
That's awesome. So I am working on my healing book, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the other classes that we're going to be teaching in the next few months, there are going to consist of a class on empaths and narcissists, versus narcissists. So it's like these classes are going to be major. These classes are going to be very, very beneficial for so many people. So keep a lookout for those. We're going to talk more in detail about soulmates and twin flames, how to attract a soulmate relationship. That's going to be really cool. And we're going to be also talking about how to navigate more from the relationships that you're in, like from a spiritual place. We're going to break that down. And what other ones did we have too? There were a couple other ones that we're going to be, well, anyways, we will get to those later. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of those to be looking for, for moving forward. So thank you, Tinkerbell, for being here, and so excited to see you guys at the class, and I will let you go, Tinkerbell. Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you so much. And yay, look forward to seeing everybody. So excited.
Okay, so I just really wanted to be able to bring Tinkerbell in and help her, talk about her programs and the things that she's doing right now, the open forums that and the places that she's been doing readings at. And then I also wanted to talk about the classes and what, we're going to be bringing forward in the next few months. We're so excited about it. And I know that I have been on a little bit of a hiatus. You guys haven't seen much of me, so that's why I'm making my appearance. And thank you to everybody for reaching out to see if I was okay, to make sure that everything was all right. And I am fine. I have been enjoying my time in my relationship, and just we've been having like a great time. We're going on being together for a year. That's coming up pretty soon. And that has just been wonderful. And I have been needing to really set some boundaries with my own personal time to do things that um, give me more energy. And that's what I was doing, in the summertime too, spending a lot of time in with my relationship, but enjoying the summer, taking time for myself. So I haven't done that in a long time. And I felt like it was really important for me to do. So thank you again, everybody, for reaching out. I've missed all of you. I really have. I've missed doing the energy forecast readings. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here and pull some cards for you. But when I was talking about the classes that Connie and I are going to be teaching, they are going to be pre-recorded classes. You will have lifetime access to them, and we'll detail each of them in the next few months. But for this month, October, we have the class will start on October 22nd. And like we said, if you sign up for the class by October 16th, you will get access to a free reading. And that will be sent out to you by email. And then the other classes, as I said, we're going to be teaching in the next few months. Empaths versus narcissists, that's going to be a major one. Most empaths have relationships with narcissists at some point, and we will talk about how to navigate that. And then the other one that I didn't mention, we are going to be covering healing emotional wounds, like from trauma and from past relationships. So that's going to be a huge one. That is another thing that I've really been working on, is my next book. And I have started writing it. I started a while ago, and I just recently have really been receiving more and more messages about and channeling the chapters and writing the chapters and getting that together. I would like to have my book done by, it'll probably be like an ebook. I would like to have it done by the beginning of the year. It is going to be on how to heal from trauma, but also deep healing. It's not just about trauma. It's about healing really anything in your life that you need healing from. And I'm going to talk about the process, how to break it down, and how to do the process that I have done to be able to heal from my own abuse, from my own trauma. And I will be going into more detail than I ever have. And I'm planning on creating a course that's going to go along with that too. So it will walk you through step by step on how to literally heal from any issue that you have in your life. Triggers and different things like that. But it will be a step-by-step process of what I have used and what I use when I have something come up that I need to work through. And I have found so much inner peace. For those of you who know me, I have so much peace in my life. And I used to have a lot of toxicity, and I was very depressed, and I had a lot of negative experiences as a kid and into my teenage years. So I will be covering more about that. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for all the details connected with that, with my with my new book and my new course in the new year. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for you. And that's usually what I do in the energy forecast video, just to kind of give you an overview of what's going on. I want to see what your angels and your guides want to bring forward. I know that a lot of people have been struggling and things have not been easy for everybody. I know personally, I've been having a ton of dreams within the last few weeks. So you may have been having that as well. And right now, because we just had a full moon, but also the energies in the world are really, really triggering a lot of people. And so the message that I keep getting from my angels and my guides and to remind you is to always go within and see what it feels like to you. A lot of chaos, a lot of fear going out in the world, a lot of unknowns. So you may be feeling that energetically from the world. And then also friends or family or coworkers being like fearful, of, did you hear about this? And did you know that this is going on? And there's just a lot of heightened emotions right now. And it's so important to be making sure that you are taking the time to find ways to be calm and peaceful and not getting caught up in that drama, because truly that's what that the energy of that is about, trying to suck you in and taking away your personal power. So when you do that, you're giving away your personal power. When you get caught up in the fear, you're giving away your personal power. We all know intuitively when we really tune in what is right for us, and what's right for me may be different from what's right for you. And same thing with like my family or people that I love and that I care about or that care about me. What they think I should do could be different. You have to listen to yourself. And what I'm being told to tell you is that there's no mistakes. Everything that happens to help you in some way, happens to help you learn something. And it's all part of your life purpose. It's all part of the design and the plan. So even when things don't seem like they're going the way that they're supposed to be going, they are going the way they're supposed to be going, because you're learning something through that process. And if you're looking for more, more peace and more calm in your life, you need to really take a look at what is taking you away from your peace and your happiness, and allow space for self-healing. And it's not always easy to do. And it's like, how do you do that? That's what I do a lot with my coaching clients, is helping them to find ways to look at things from a different perspective and to be able to see the spiritual meaning behind it, what it really is all about. And when you do that, and when you allow for downtime for yourself, like I've been doing for the last, like this whole year, pretty much, I've been really making it a point to have downtime for myself. I needed that. I have just needed that. I haven't had that in a long time, and I have needed to enjoy this relationship, and I really truly have. But not only that, being able to learn how to do less and not have to fill up all of my time with something or fill up space, and to have open space, that has felt really good to me too. So that might be something I feel like your angels and guides are bringing that forward. It's something for you to find what would bring you joy and happiness in your life right now. If you could do something, and we're not talking about spending money, you can always find things that don't cost money to do, that will help you to feel grounded, like going for a walk or listening to a meditation, or getting together with some of your friends, having them over, reaching out to somebody, making a phone call, connecting with your spirit guides and your angels. Any of that, it's taking the pressure off that you have to necessarily do something, and find ways to bring in inner peace right now with where you are. Like reminding yourself to come back to present, to be present in this present moment. And this is the only moment really that you have right now. So Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. I'm gonna tell you the cards that I just pulled. And this is from the Angel Tarot deck. If you're, let's see, I have my sticky notes all over the place, right? The Angel Tarot deck, one of my favorites. So right now you have life experience, which is exactly what we're all going through. Life experience. This is a major arcana card. This is talking about you have major life experiences that are happening in your life. So something big has been going on, whether it's a career change or a relationship or just diving deep, really going deep right now is the key, is the lesson in the core of what we're working on. It's diving deep is what I'm hearing to tell you. You are having to go through something that is shifting everything, that it's like releasing old habits, releasing all these patterns, and you have this desire to want to do things differently. And you will start to see things differently too. They're showing me through your eyes. You are going to start to view the world in a different way than you ever have before. And that's an important part of your spiritual growth. And they keep saying to me that you are aligning with your intuition and learning how to really tune into that so that you know that going forward, you're making the decision that's going to be for your highest and greatest good. And how you know always is to be tuning into yourself and asking yourself, does this feel like the right path right now? Does this feel like the next step? And you're going to know if you're meant to move forward or not. So even if you have a little bit of this back and forth, I'm not really sure what to do, you can pause and just say, okay, let me know when it's time. Bring forward signs for me, because they are also saying too that these changes that are happening are changing you. So you don't have all of the information yet, but as you're going through right now, you are learning more about the situation and about yourself. They were just showing me you're learning who you are at a deeper level, and you're going to be bringing that part of you into these relationships in your life. And that is going to be shifting a lot of the energy around you for the better. Okay. So it may feel like I feel lost. That's the kind of the feeling. I feel lost. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Just bring yourself back to center and asking yourself, okay, so right now, what feels good to me? What would be something fun for me to go do? What would bring me more peace in this moment or for this week? Just focusing on the week or the next couple of weeks, because that's what this energy forecast is for this next few weeks. And again, not overwhelming yourself with so much like to do. It's more about stop the doing and start being, is what they just showed me as well. Try to do that as much as you possibly can. And then the center card is the Knight of Earth. This is about honoring your commitments. So it's an earth card, which has to do with grounding. It has to do with nature, but it's also like, to me, this is like a knight in shining armor kind of card. And you may be looking for your knight in shining armor, or you may be needing like to me, this is also a guardian angel type of a card. So they just said to tuning into your angels and tuning into your guides is going to help you get more clarity about the necessary steps that you need to take. And it does say to honor your commitments, but honoring your commitments is more about doing things that make you feel that you are putting your time into something that they're showing me like honoring your commitments, but making sure that it's like a flow. So it's not like you're just giving out energy and you just keep giving. This is more about honoring the things that feel good to you to do. So let's say you said, I have a party, or I have something that I need to take care of, or maybe it's a work function that I have to go to this work function. When you say I have to, and it feels like a chore, you can still honor your commitment, but you could limit the amount of time that you're going to be going for. So if you have to be around somebody that you don't necessarily, like, or if it's like, again, a work thing and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel good to me. It's like, oh, I don't want to go. What I'm hearing to say is, or they're also bringing forward things that maybe you don't want to do, something you've been procrastinating and putting off. Make sure that you do, and you set aside a little bit of time to get those things done instead of pushing them off. Do a little bit instead of not doing anything, is what I'm hearing to tell you. Okay. And then the next card is the Three of Air. So this is a card about loss. So there's something in your life that that is again shifting, that has changed. It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be just the way that things used to be, and you're having a lot of nostalgia about the past. This is about really giving yourself the ability and the time that you need to heal, and opening up to, they're showing me, okay, it's like aligning, they're showing me other people, letting other people into your life who can help you. And but at the same time, like, it is also a self-care card, and this could be connected with children, and needing to like nurture and care for children. So there's like an aspect of either something with your child, your inner child, children, grandchildren, that may need some extra attention or extra help right now, and allowing for the feelings. They're bringing forward the feelings, and to not suppress them. So you may be feeling overly emotional, or feeling like you're feeling overly emotional. It's really okay for you to um kind of dig deep into that and not be afraid to let those emotions come to the surface, and let other people help you, especially your guides and your angels. Ask them for help, and you can ask Archangel Raphael as well for heart healing, because I am being brought to heart healing. And know always that your loved ones that have passed away are always with you. Your pets are with you. Your loved ones, they're safe and they're okay. And the more that you allow yourself to feel, it's like we think that if we feel, or if we think if we get sad, sometimes it's like you're not going to be able to stop crying, or this is not that card. This is about really truly honoring your grief and honoring the loss of something, the way that you thought things were going to be, the way you wanted things to be. Allow the loss of that, because that's going to open up space within you, and you will feel better after you allow yourself this time that you need, to heal. And it's a forgiveness card too. So there may be some aspect where you need to forgive yourself for something, or forgive somebody else. And again, there's no mistakes. There's no mistakes in life. Life is about us learning and growing, and we're always going to have different lessons, and we're going to have people that are going to come into our lives that are going to trigger those things within us that need to heal. So it's a constant learning and evolving as we're going through our lives daily. There's always something that we're going to be learning. I know every time I do a reading, I learn something new. So it doesn't matter how much you know, you're always going to be learning more and more, and especially about yourself. And when you start to be like, you know what, I didn't like how I responded to in that situation. So then you can go back and you can fix it. And then the next time when it happens, you're going to be more aware of that, and you're going to catch yourself, and you're going to say, I don't want to respond the way I did last time. So how can I respond different this time? It's a little bit of like moving your ego out of the way and being aware of, I like myself when I respond this way. This feels better to me. And that's what I'm hearing too, is to allow that type of energy for yourself, because you're going to feel better about yourself when you do that. And then the overall, I pulled two overall cards. This is a balance card. It is about you having balance in your life. It's about um, aligning again with what works for you, not giving too much energy away to other people, and really making sure that you're honoring the commitments and the things that you want to do. You're not just doing things because you have to do them, or you feel an obligation. You may have to do some of those things, but I know I'm noticing that with myself. I don't want to do things where it feels like an obligation. I want to do things that feel good, where I'm going to put my time and my energy into something. I want it to feel good. I just am not going to be giving my energy and my time away. So I'm noticing that with myself. I'm having to honor that. And that is a very strong boundary that I've been setting in place. And then when I do go somewhere, I do something, it's the energy feels a lot better, and I get energy instead of being depleted. Okay, so that's really what you're looking for here. So if you do have a job that is more depleting, you're gonna want to make sure that you incorporate other things in your life that bring in joy or happiness, or relationships that bring in joy and happiness. And it may be you're not around them when you're not working. You just want to take more self-care time for you. Do that. Figure out what works for you. Where is your balance? What does that look like? And then the other card, the overall card as well, is the Two of Water, which is about a relationship. So this is about either a romantic relationship, or a very close relationship, and it's about forgiveness again. So there's a lot of forgiveness that's coming up. It's a positive resolution of a conflict. And I feel like I'm hearing too is to be able to see both sides of the situation. It's funny, it goes right to my throat chakra too. It's about communication. So and we're going to be teaching this class on communication. So you definitely want to take the class. There's in any relationship, having good communication is like the number one thing that they talk about. It's the one thing that they say that besides financial and communication, those are the big things in relationships. So being able to talk about how you're feeling, it may not be an easy thing. I know that's a difficult one for me too, and has been in the past. It's something that I have to continually work on. So how can you show up? How can you do that? What works for you? Something for me is like writing things down. That is a really good thing, so I can get clear on how I'm feeling. And they're saying for you to do that as well. What is working and what isn't working. And I'm almost feeling like I'm hearing critical or being critical. So you may be being difficult, you may be, being critical of somebody else, and really um they're saying like it may be highlighted right now. So there may be some aspect that you need to really look at. Are you being fair in the situation? Are you being objective in the situation? Or are you letting your emotions kind of take over? Or have you let your emotions take over in a negative way? So honor that, and see that within yourself, and recognize this is something that I either need to do and stand up for myself, or maybe I did overreact and I need to apologize. Like if it's with your kids, or you said something to your significant other, take accountability for that. And it doesn't necessarily mean where you would have to say that you are sorry for something. You can just acknowledge, you know what, I don't like the way that I responded in that situation. I'm really working on shifting that. Or I'm seeing the situation differently. I'm seeing it through your eyes, and I really want to understand better where you're coming from. Can you explain that to me? Or can you explain what you meant by this? Those are some really good techniques that you can use to be able to work on healthy communication. Because a lot of times we misinterpret things. We think somebody meant something and they really didn't mean that. So you may need to ask for clarification and be open to having more healthy and effective communication. So this is what this card is saying, like whatever that conflict is, there is going to be resolution to that, and there will be a positive outcome for it. All right. So okay, so I am going to pull, my guides just said to pull one more card, And then we are going to wrap up. Okay, so I'm going to pull from the abundance. From the abundance, the angels of abundance. Let's see what they bring forward. Okay. What do we need to know? What is for everybody's highest and greatest good? Let us see. Okay, so this card is letting go of guilt. There's something somewhere where you feel responsible. You feel like you have, uh, you know, okay, thank you. They're bringing forward where it's like you may be feeling bad about how you're feeling. They're saying stop. Don't do that to yourself. Acknowledge where your feelings are coming from. Acknowledge why you're feeling that way. And it may be connected to a loved one. Maybe you didn't say things that you wanted to say before they passed away. Don't hold on to the guilt of that, because that is it's a lower energy vibration, and it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve your loved one. You can write to them, you can talk to them. Your loved ones always hear you when you're talking to them. If they have passed away, the immediate thought of them or you talking to them brings their energy to you immediately. And so letting go of any guilt about past, about how you have responded, you always have the choice right now to choose a different direction, a different path, a different way of being. That is your power. It's in the moment, the present moment right now. You get to choose and say, I'm going to respond in a different way than I did before. Or I don't like how I handled that, which again, we're learning our lessons. So beating yourself up doesn't help you. Being self-critical doesn't help you. Being honest with yourself and really looking at what the situation is all about, and did you overreact, and do you need to adjust your behavior? Those are all very empowering ways of being, but holding on to negativity and holding on to guilt doesn't do anything for anybody. It holds you in a lower vibration. So if you want to change your life and you want to change the world and you want to be happier and lighter and freer, that is the first thing that you're going to need to do, is to release any guilt and get really clear how that doesn't serve you at all. It lowers your vibration and it doesn't help you to help anybody. You want to be in a higher vibration to be able to help yourself and to help the world and to help the loved ones that are around you. You always want to be raising your vibration. You always want to be getting into that space of that peace and calm and joy. It doesn't mean you're always going to be happy and laughing and smiling all the time. It can just be contentment. You can just be relaxing. That is a high vibration. So that's the space that you're looking to be in more often than not. And then the next card that I pulled is the bountiful nature, which is about being outside. We're in October, depending on where you live. I'm in Michigan, and so we're going into our fall season now, and it's starting to get a little bit colder. Get out in nature, get outside as much as you possibly can, and make sure that you are grounding, or that you connect with the trees, you connect with the stars, you connect with the grass, you put your feet in the grass, and you can release any negative energy that you're carrying or that you're holding on to, or any guilt. You can release that out of your body, okay, into the earth, and let the earth transmute it. So thank you so much for being a part of our Michigan Medium Angels community. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. If you're receiving this, it's most likely because you got a reading or you are connected with us on social media. So I am so happy. I'm going to continue to do the energy forecast videos, and I can't wait to see you guys and hear your the lessons and the things that you've taken away from our classes that are going to be coming up. Hope that you join us for that, and sending you lots and lots of love. Mwah! Take care and take care of yourself. Okay.